Well, hello, Community Bible Church. Welcome to another edition of A Verse a Day. I hope that you're having a wonderful Wednesday afternoon here. Hey, if you are in the Hernando County area and you have children or youth, anywhere from age 2 to 18, then you are invited to bring them on out to our Wednesday night program. We have Awanas for 5th grade and under, and then we have our youth group for the older kids there, and just a wonderful time we're having. um, about 25 30 35 kids out here every single Wednesday night, and it's just a really fun time, fun atmosphere with all the leaders. We have 50, 60 people out here. It's a packed house, and we're just having a great time. So I encourage you to come on out. But if you have your Bibles, I hope you do, to follow along. We're going to be in 1 John 3:6. It says, "No one who abides in him keeps on sinning, and no one who keeps on sinning has either seen him or known him." So this is a very important verse, and it's a theme that we pick up a lot in the book of 1 John. But this particular verse and verses similar to it have really produced some confusion, honestly. I've talked to people that have read this verse and says, look, this means that if you are a Christian, you ought to be perfect, that you can never sin again, and if you are sinning every time that you sin, they say, then you lose your salvation. Or they say it is possible to live a sinless life, because why else would God say something like this if it wasn't actually possible? But this is why it's really important to go back into the original language and dig a little bit deeper, and you don't necessarily have to know all that, but you can also just go into some trusted commentaries, trusted Bible, study Bibles and things like that to help clear things up here. And that's what I'm going to try to do as well. So it starts out though by saying, no one who abides in him keeps on sinning. Now we've looked at the word abide. That means remain, to dwell in, to live with. And so it says that if you are currently abiding in him, then you will not keep on sinning. Now, in the English language, we have different tenses of verbs. All right, stick with me here. There's present tense, meaning that you're doing something right now. There's past tense, like I went somewhere yesterday is a past tense. There's future tense, that I will go somewhere. And the Greek language has different tenses like that as well. They work a little bit different, similar concepts, but really this idea of sinning, it's in the present tense. And what you need to know about the Greek present tense is this: it's an ongoing action. It's not just a one-time thing, but rather it signifies ongoing action. So it's not just that you're doing it at this moment, but it's a lifestyle, is what it's saying. So what he's saying here is, and this is abides is also in present tense. So he's saying, if you're saying that you are currently abiding and living in God's will for your life and God's presence, but yet you are also living a life that is currently marked and presented by sin, that those two things don't coincide. So he's not just talking about that one-off sin. There's the aorist tense, there's other tenses that he could have used that would have signified that type of sin, but he used the type of sin that says this is the lifestyle. So if your lifestyle is one that you are just consumed with all sorts of addictions, that you have not been able to make any type of progress with, that you are consumed with all sorts of sin, but yet you say, no, I'm great with God, me and God have a great relationship. No, there's some type of disconnect here, because he says no one who keeps on sinning, once again all present tense, that living this life, has either seen him or known him. Now if you remember, earlier on in chapter 2, it says that one day Jesus will appear and we shall see him and we shall be like him. And meaning that whenever we see him, we will be like him. In yesterday's video, we saw that Jesus was without sin. All right. And so if we see him, we should be without sin as well. And so if we have sin in our life, an ongoing repetitious sin, then there is indication that we don't actually know him. So if that's you and you say, man, I really am trying to overcome this sin, I'm trying to get past it, but I keep falling, I keep falling, I keep falling. Does that mean that I'm not saved? No, not necessarily. It could, but not necessarily. I think the signifying thing here is, do you recognize it as sin? And are you confessing? Are you continually repenting of that sin? Now, repenting is more than just saying, sorry, God, I'll try to do better next time, but that you are actively trying to overcome it. You are actively going out of your way. You're confessing it to other people as well. All of those things signify a heart that's changed and a heart that's following after God, knowing that it will take some time to mature in your faith. And look at that, my battery's running low. I gotta get off of here, but you guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.